So let's see what we got here. It's a Lincoln Navigator, a 5.4 Triton, and I presume that the water pump is gone. I hear water pump noise, see some fluid under the bottom, this, that, and the third. But let me see. Right there is the water pump. You got the belt. You got the fan clutch right there. And that nut comes off. And those, it's what, 3 or 4 of those, they come off. But you can't get the fan off because it'll keep turning and turning. So you gotta get a tool. You get that thingamabob right there. The fan clutch wrench set. Stop, don't do that, baby. And then you take that. What it does is the larger one fits over those screw holes right there, and then the smaller one will fit over the nut that's on the fan, and then it'll take that clutch and hold it still. It'll hold those bolts still on the spinning wheel while you get the other one off. That's all. Alright, to begin we gotta take all of this off. The air intake manifold and all that. I'll leave the throttle body cables connected. I'll probably take the fan shroud off just so I can have a little more clearance in there to get down and do those things that I need to do, because it's 4 or 5 bolts that's actually connecting the water pump to the engine housing. And the turpentine belt has to come off. Where is it? Down there. Let me see. Right there. That's should be a 1/2 inch square hole. You can put a 1/2 inch socket or a breaker bar in there. That removes the tension off of the belt, so you can remove the belt. And you might want to take a picture of how the belt is in there first before you take it off, because they can be tricky as shit sometimes. So alright, I'll be right back. Alright, let's see, we're gonna pop that right there. And then, no, put that back where you got it from, baby. And then you got a couple connectors on the air intake thingamabob. A couple of them just pop right off with no problem. But that one's like it's dry rotted some. I'll probably have to get another one of those. This one should just wiggle off, and then that one will wiggle off. Nope, not that one. Then I use a screwdriver. You can use, I think it's an 8mm socket, but I just use a screwdriver. It's not that bad. And then I already did that one. And then let's see what we got. Alright, now you see, just moving the air intake hoses, it like opened up a world of space for me. So now I got a good angle to get in there and mess with that real quick. And now that I'm thinking about it, I might not even have to take the fan shroud off. I might be able to leave it on there, but I'm gonna have to see further investigation once I get in there some more. We'll see what happens from there. Alright, let me see. Oh, hold on. Let's see where my clip goes. Connected like a GoPro. Alright, so after working and a couple scrapes and bumps later, I got it loose to where it'll just turn, and then so I just gotta screw it off. I probably should have been wearing gloves, but I don't know, it's something about working on the car with gloves that just don't suit me well. I got gloves, I just don't use them. Alright, so we're going. Alright, I gotta use this tool some more. it's still a little too tight for me to do it with just my hands. So, you see it's coming off. Oh, wait, there you go. Now you can see it coming off. But it's a tough cookie to crack, so you gotta put some manpower on it, and then it'll just go ahead and come off. Alright, let me see. I'm probably using the wrong side because it's taking a long time. Alright, I'm bleeding a little bit too much right now. So I'm gonna go take care of that, and then we'll get back to it. Alright, so I took the bell off that holds the belt. So now you can see the water pump is free, clear, and exposed. Like I said, I took the 1/2 inch. I just used the 1/2 inch ratchet, and I stuck it in. It's a little square hole right there. Stuck in there, pushed down, and it freed the belt up. But I couldn't do that holding the camera and putting the pressure on there for that. So now we got 1, 2, 3, and I think it's one under there, 4. That's some pretty large ones. Probably 13, 14 millimeter bolts. Let me see what we got. Let's try 11. Nope, bigger than 11. All right, let's see. Let's try 12. Right there. Nope, bigger than 12. So I'm thinking I'm gonna skip 13 and I'm gonna go straight to 14. I think 14 is gonna be the magic number. Oh, and it's 13. That's crazy. So let's try 10, 11, and 13 to 11, 12, and 13, and 14, and it's 13. 13 is the magic number. Whew. All right, now let me try breaking those loose. Ow. All right, now I'm in there, and I got these bolts pretty much, they all loosened up, so I'm just gonna go ahead and twist them on out. Now I heard that once you get these bolts out, that getting that pump away from that wall is crazy. Like I heard it's live. Like you gotta put some of that grown man on it. But you can't put too much of the grown man on it, because then you're gonna damage something. So it's like you gotta it's a fine line where you can put so much grown man on it. I seen one dude, he smacked it up with the hammer and everything. So, I'm all about that action too. That's how I figured that this was kind of seized up. Oh, wait a minute, you got blocked. There we go. I feel like it was kind of seized up, so I sprayed some lubricant around it, and then I hit it with the hammer a couple times to try and make sure that, it wasn't like rusted together, and break some of the rust free so I can get it loose. All right, let me see. So that's 2, and it's 4 bolts in this thing here. 3 are readily visible, and then that 4th one is it's kind of under there. But it's not difficult to get to. It's just like it's under there, under the bottom, like literally. So let me try and get this hand, that bloody hand. Wait, there we go. Yeah, that works a little bit better now. It's not a really difficult task. The only difficult thing is actually, ouchie, I did say that. I said, ouchie. That hurt. All right, the difficult task is getting all the dang on boats loose since they've been on there forever. And they kind of cease. The one under the bottom, my hand won't reach it, so I'm going to have to do that one completely with the ratchet. And I'm going to need 2 hands for that. BRB. All right, now, all the boats are out of there. Good news, bad news, good news. Ain't no bad news yet, but it's still stuck kind of, so this is what I seen my man's doing. Trying to break it loose. And then, let me see. You can see it got all those cracks in it and everything, so I figure while I'm in there, like I said, while I'm in there, let me just do what I gotta do to make sure that everything, when I put it back together, I don't have to go back in. So you see how the new belt is nice and smooth and everything. So that's what I'm gonna do, and we're gonna see what kind of results that yield me. All right, there we go with the new water pump. It won't stay in place when you first put it in, so you gotta kind of like put the bolts in a little bit to hold it in place, so it won't keep falling out while you put the other bolts in. So you just kind of like just snug them up some with your hand. And I'm guessing that since I just tried to push it in, it won't just push in, it'll tighten down as you tighten the bolts down. That's my game plan, and I'll see how it works in a minute once I get these all snugged up pretty decently, and put the socket wrench on it. I thought about using the air tools, but everybody don't have air tools, so when you're doing a tutorial, using air tools just makes it way easier than what most people would actually go through. So I'm just showing you, the hard body type, you know what I mean? Like, let you know that you could do it with just the simplest tools that you have at home, sockets and everything. You just gotta be willing to tackle it. And remember to put everything back. So if you record yourself, then when you get to a part that you don't remember, you can always watch your video over again and put it back just how you got it from out of there. Now, when changing the radiator, that's a whole different story. There is a special tool that you need to change the radiator. They say that you can use the same thing that you use for the fuel pump, but you can't. It's a transmission cooling line quick disconnect. It's only like $4, but using that makes that job so much easier. So it's like, and that's really the only special tool you need to do that. And there we go, all snugged up, and I tightened the bolts like you do a tire. I went here, then I went down there, then I went over here, then I went over there, to not get too much pressure on one side, so trying to distribute the pressure evenly. So, and now I'm gonna put that bell back on, then I'm gonna run the serpentine belt, and then I'm gonna put the fan and everything back together, because I figure running the serpentine belt while it's off has got to be way easier than trying to get in there while the fan shroud and everything is on. All right, so I'm done now, and that's why I was in there. I changed the oil, I changed the serpentine belt, the fan clutch is back on. It's really just the same way you take it off, same way you put it on. It's just a little stubborn to get this nut to seat while you turn it with 2 hands. Like, it's a little difficult, but it's not unmanageable. Tighten it back down with the same tools that you used to take it off. Make sure those 4 bolts right there is nice and snug. I changed the oil filter, the oil. So all I gotta do now is